All right, guys, how's it going? So, on today's live stream, a few people were asking about this article by James Pearce, and we are going to go over that because I thought it was interesting. Let me see if I can put my mush there. How are you doing? You all right? Yeah, I do hope so. I've been a bit unwell the last couple of days, so I've only had about an hour and a half skip last night, to be honest. So I'm a bit tired, but I wanted to go over this with you, all right? Because I know some of you will be wondering what I think about it. So, it's an article in The Athletic, and it's by Bad News Pearce. Now, it's called Bad News Pearce for a reason, and this is the kind of stuff that James Pearce is known for. Did I say James Pearce? James Pearce. Listen, James Pearce, he's one of the Liverpool clique of journalists, all right, in that clique. Where they all agree with each other, they all just say the same thing, kind of stuff. He's not a Paul Joyce, he's not a David Ornstein, but he's still a good features writer, and he's still worth listening to. I still listen to everything James Pearce says, but he's not going to be giving you a scoop. If you think about it, he's the Liverpool journalist, right, at the Athletic. Yet David Ornstein is multi-club, and he's the one that gets all the Liverpool scoops. So that tells you enough straight away. But the one thing I do like about James Pearce is he's good at reviews of like academy kids and just stuff that maybe diehards like to know about, like a features writer. And another thing is when he was a young lad, when he was about 12, I remember seeing a picture of him where he was writing a match report, as being a Liverpool fan, a young Liverpool fan. And at the end of the day, he turned out to be a Liverpool journalist, whether you rate him or not. So he lived that dream, if you like, as what he had when he was a young boy. So I think that's kind of nice. It's romantic, believe it or not. And, he's followed the Reds all over the world, and I guess it's his dream job. So, that being said, we're going to take a look at what he's got to say, and should we be concerned about it? So the headline is, Liverpool's January transfer deal sheet, latest on Mark Guéhi and Antoine Semenyo interest. Now, before I go into this, the latest on Mark Guéhi, my opinion, is that he will absolutely be a Liverpool player. I do not see him going anywhere else. I saw some shite yesterday saying Barcelona have pulled out, of an attempt to sign Mark Guéhi. I don't believe that they were ever in for Mark Guéhi. He's going to be a Liverpool player. I'm fairly certain about that. Antoine Semenyo, if you believe credible journalists like David Ornstein, excuse me, then he wants to go to Man City, and Man City are favourites. We've read exclusive after exclusive after exclusive by Twitter twats telling us that he was Anfield bound and terms had been agreed and the fee was, the structure of the deal was being agreed. But the minute it comes out, on mainstream media and by credible journalists that he actually wants to go to Man City, they suddenly produce new exclusives with new targets. But they didn't do that the day prior, did they? So they're left clutching to, try and correct the bullshit that they've been peddling us. Mark Guéhi becomes a Liverpool player. Semenyo, I don't know where he's going to go. But if you follow me, you know that I've not really been into this Semenyo stuff, guys. I've been very cautious with it. Like, yeah, we know Liverpool admire him. Who wouldn't, We know Liverpool admire him. We know Liverpool inquired about him. But I never believed for 1 minute that we've been all in for him. That can change. Of course it can. But I've been very cautious about it. So it didn't surprise me when Ornstein, someone that you would listen to, came out and told us that he actually looked more likely to go to Man City. So that's my little bit of, feelings and thoughts on those names as we go into this article. Now, the article's by Greg Evans and James Pearce, okay? And it starts off by saying, Liverpool are planning for a quiet month when the transfer window reopens, despite concerns at centre-back, a growing injury list and uncertainty in the forward line. It's not what you want to hear, is it? It's not what you want to hear. Bad News Pearce, okay? Now, what I found rather interesting here, and I can't go over the entire article with you, so I'm only going to touch on key points, is this bit, which is just bizarre, really. The information found within this article has been gathered according to the Athletic's sourcing guidelines. Sourcing guidelines. Who gives a fuck about your sourcing guidelines? This is to make it sound more interesting. Just tell us the fucking news. Sources with knowledge of transfer dealings who asked to be kept anonymous to protect relationships have been spoken to before offering the clubs involved the opportunity to comment. Have you ever heard so much shite in all your life? Eh? Have you ever heard... Oh, my days. Right, let's skip the advert. There will not... The club sources, here we go, have indicated there will not be a flurry of activity in January. Liverpool are unlikely to consider short-term solutions. Instead, they will push on with their expensively assembled squad, which is starting to gel after a tricky first half of the season. Okay. Now, so they're basically saying to us here that, there's not going to be, it's going to be a quiet window, don't expect anything. And then the next bit is there may still be room for an addition. So we're just covering all angles here, aren't we? That's what we're doing. We're covering all angles. Oh, my days. And then it goes on, right, to what is the manager's priority, central defensive cover, blah, blah, blah. Isak injured. What positions will they be looking at in January? Centre-back is the most obvious spot. But the forward line has also come into sharp focus because of recent injuries and the uncertainty around Salah. Okay, obviously. Liverpool are still interested in signing Crystal Palace defender Mark Guéhi. Obviously. What else have we got in this article? A load of guff here about telling us what happened with Guéhi, which we all know. Which players do they want? Well, they admire Semenyo. But then they talk about, obviously, the Athletic has reported that the forward's preference, with Manchester United keen and Chelsea deciding against the move after an initial inquiry, in January is to join Manchester City. Okay. They don't expect this is what these journalists are claiming, Liverpool don't expect Mo Salah to leave in January. So in that case, there wouldn't be a space in the squad to fill. And here's the old one that we're always used to hearing. As in every window, the club's recruitment staff will be assessing market opportunities with several young players on their radar. The rest of the article's not really worth going over, to be honest with you guys. I can't go over it all anyway. But listen, it's bad news, Pearce. What do you expect? Right? It's bad news, Pearce. What do you expect? So really the article is, what was the headline? Let me remind myself of the headline. I think it said latest on Mark Guéhi and Antoine Semenyo injury. So really there's nothing in this. There's nothing in it because the latest regarding Mark Guéhi is Liverpool are still interested in him. And the latest on Semenyo is Liverpool admired him. We know all this, so the headline is that, right? That's simple. But the message behind the article, which has got people talking, is Liverpool are planning for a quiet month, right? And I think some people were, hoping, as fans always do, hoping that, Liverpool are going to go in and spend a fortune in January. January is a very difficult window, to negotiate and navigate, as you know. You've got to know what you're doing. Players are, the fees are going to be inflated and clubs don't want to sell, etc., etc. I think Liverpool will, despite really good, credible journalists saying it doesn't look likely, I think they will try for Mark Guéhi if there is a slightest indication that they can get him. But I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't see Liverpool going out and spending a fortune in January. I thought they might target a young centre-back in January, to be honest. It's the article, it set everybody off talking today. It set everybody off talking, oh my God, we're not going to do anything in January. But the article itself leaves the door open to do something, So Liverpool, expecting a quiet month. Well, yeah, they're not going to go out and do what they did in the summer, are they? So maybe there's room for an addition. Well, you're the Athletic, you're the journalist. Tell us what's happening. So really, they've done nothing any different than some numpty on social media, really. So I wouldn't be concerning myself too much about it, guys. The players that they mentioned, we all know what's going on there. All right, we've got a good idea of what's going on there. So I won't worry about it being a quiet month, right? What will be will be. If an opportunity presents itself, then I'm sure that the club we'll do something about it. All right? So that's all I want to say. And this is why he's called Bad News Pearce. All right? That's it. That's all I've got for you guys on that one. I just wanted to touch on it because, like I say, I did go over, over this on a live stream, but much ado about nothing, I think. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with the players mentioned? Mark Guehi, Semenyo, Salah, what do you think? I think the article's shite, to be honest with you. I don't understand why people are flapping about it. One thing's for sure, I'm not going to listen to James Pearce. And the thing is, I do listen to, Joyce and Ornstein. I do listen to them. But you've still got to be, there's still propaganda sometimes. They're there to help the club, right? So Liverpool lean on them when they want a message out there. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be braced for that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it with you. I know it's not an exciting video, but it's not an exciting news article, is it? So basically, Liverpool are going to do nothing in January, but they might do something in January. That is what the article says. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. There's a love heart under the video if you want to support the channel and get me a, a super thanks. All right. The video description is also links if you want to get me a beer. All right. Especially my Revolut link, which is my favorite. Tomorrow is my day out, all being well. If I'm well, I will be out tomorrow. Thanks to you wonderful people. All right, guys, be good, and hopefully we will speak real soon.